This is definitely not a beginner razor. Hi everyone, André, the Brazilian shaver, aka Barba Tradicional here. And today I wanted to talk about my shave using the Yaqi night helmet. This is, well, very good looking razor. I really like it. The reasons why I picked this model for sure was also for its looks. The name, because it resembles the, well, medieval night helmets over here with those grills. Very nice looking razor. I like the height, the weight. I like the size. Very, very interesting. Actually, this handle reminds me a little bit of my Rocco 6S, and that's an extremely aggressive razor. You can see the blade exposure. It's huge. It's massive. I actually like these grills here where you can see the blade. I can even read the brand of the blade that I'm having here. I think it's a nice touch to the design. But the exposure and the angle, those are aggressive. During the shave, I nicked and cut myself a couple of times, but nothing big. Like was very superficial, just a tiny weeper. But it did not come to my liking in terms of blade exposure. I paired this up with a Gillette Nasset, and I did this because, to my opinion, it's not the sharpest blade, and it's still comfortable. I think it's still, so to say, soft on the skin, but to me, it was still too much for this razor. I think I would definitely try this razor again, but like with a derby or a much more mild blade to see if it can offset the aggressiveness of that. So I did a 2-pass shave as opposed to my usual 3-pass, just because it was too aggressive to my skin, to my neck, and I was afraid of irritating my skin even further. I mean, I didn't irritate the skin, but I did get some weepers, so that was already a sign. And yeah, so I decided to do just 2-pass. I paired up with the Gillette Nasset, and I used my Yaqi Surf brush, which is a 22 millimeter knot synthetic. I used, for the first time actually, the Olympus by Wet Shaving Products. This should be a dub, or this is a dub for Creta Ventus, the perfume. But I've never tried actually the perfume. I don't know exactly how the perfume smells, but it is a quite nice scent. On my den, I have Emperor by Razor Rock and Executive Man by Sterling. There are also dubs to the Creta Ventus. To my liking, I like those scents better. I think they smell a little bit more like a perfume, like a fragrance. This one is a very good scent. I really like it, and I will continue using it. It's a very good scent. But in terms of my nose, I liked the other better. But again, I've never smelled Creta Ventus, the original, so I don't know. I cannot tell which is closer to the original smell. But that soap is really good, and that's the Formula T, which is tallow based. So I did like very voluptuous, richy, creamy leather, and was very protective, which I needed for these razors. One of the reasons I picked this soap was because I knew it would create a very good leather and protective. And I finished off with Viking aftershave gel. This is from Brazil, Brazilian brand. I very much like this one. It's for those who have oily skin or don't want to have this oiliness of like a moisturizer or a balm that might be over too much like a moisturized feeling. This one is a gel. This dries very quickly, but also it heals the skin, has some ingredients to help soothing the skin, and it leaves a very good sensation to the skin. Very good indeed. I like this product a lot, and I use it quite often. So that was my shave. That was my contribution to the Yaqi night helmet and also those other products. By the way, if you want to check out some of these products, the links are below. The store to Yaqi, and if you want to pick up, for example, the soap, you can get it at the wet shaving store. There's a coupon for 5% discount, Barba, which will give you 5% off and also give a kickback to the channel. So you'll be helping the channel as well. And also Andy is a great guy and has got some amazing stuff on his store. Also, let me know if you like this type of video. I admit I got inspired by Greg Tardif's videos. I really like his videos and the way that he shows some content. I'm by far not getting the Greg Tardif mood here, but yeah, at least he inspired me to creating these types of video. Speaking of Greg Tardif, we spoke of him during our last podcast, Dave and I. Actually, his podcast, Retro Wet Shaving Podcast, we announced our Retro Shave Podcast Awards of 2022. And Greg Tardif was my pick as content creator in North America. If you want to know more about this award and which are the categories, who were the winners, go check out Dave's podcast. I'll leave the links below. He's available on all platforms for music, and go check it out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.